a series of stories I'm writing, and so I have to give a little introduction about it, otherwise it won't make sense. It's the main basis of this story I'm going to read tonight is called The Group Meeting, and it's part of a series called Apotheosis, which is Greek for to become divine, to become godlike, and it deals a lot with religious issues. It's a little science fiction too. The main basis of this concerns people in our own time period and a few decades from now, dealing with very bizarre events when dead people and gods start showing up in our world. It includes some of history's most legendary warriors and scientists. It's as though all history is breaking loose. This part of our story begins somewhere in an American city at a support group meeting. A few people have shown up and are meeting for the first time. But what some don't know is that not everyone there are people as we know them. There are the gods and there are the demigods. Most don't like each other. Some are even at war. Some are compassionate and protective. Some are vicious and sadistic. Unfortunately, most of them are somewhere in between. Okay, this concerns mainly a guy, Larry, who just showed up at the meeting, and some commotion has broken out. This is in the middle of the story. Larry and the others slowly moved around by the back door. Larry was the first to see the strange argument unfolding. There in front of him was several of the others he had met in the group, such as Alice, Irene, and some others. They looked the same, but there were other people trying to force their way into the building, and it was how they looked that shocked Larry. Standing there yelling were people dressed in what looked like ancient Roman or Greek or something uniforms, and even one guy who looked kind of like Napoleon Bonaparte. Larry interrupted their yelling and said, "What the hell is this? I thought this was an alcoholic support group. Is this a costume party now?" Alice turned and saw Larry and then turned back towards the others, specifically looking at the Napoleonic-looking guy, and yelled, "Now look at what you've done." They began yelling some more, and then Irene said, "We should have known they would figure out eventually that something was wrong. Let me talk to Larry and those others a bit, and then I will come back and hear your complaints." "You better do that," the guy in the Napoleon costume said. Larry and the others recoiled in shock as they saw Hank's eyes glowing red. He leered at the Napoleon-looking guy and said, "Watch your mouth, Napoleon, when you're speaking to my mother." They slowly separated, and Larry and the others walked back into the main conference room. They were looking around, pacing. Irene and the others appeared strangely calm. "It's time we told you the truth," Irene said calmly, "but do not be afraid." Larry yelled back, "The truth? Who are you people? What are you people? What are those people or whatever it is at the back door?" This time Alice, who seemed a lot meaner than Irene, spoke. "Those are demigods. We are gods, and you are just pathetic humans." Mary suddenly yelled out, "Athena, stop it. Have some compassion for them." Several people bolted towards the front door. Larry started to move too, but was somewhat in shock, so he just stared. Calmly, Irene said, "Maybe it would help if we revealed ourselves." They all slowly moved their hands in front of the name tags area, and unbelievably the words changed. Suddenly they weren't, Larry just looked in shock as suddenly their names changed and went from being Hank and Alice and Irene to Horus, Kali, Vishnu, Zeus, and many others. He also saw that Irene's name had become Isis. And she said, "So you see, I am Isis, not Irene. And we would like to talk to you about some important things." The end for now.
It's Frugal Muse, open mic night. Frugal Muse, open mic night. Come on, let's go to the Frugal Muse, open mic night. Got nothing to lose, so come find your muse. Don't be scared, no one will judge you here at all, except that grumpy old guy reading Tolstoy at the back wall. Don't worry, he's like that with everyone. At Frugal Muse, open mic night. Everybody's talking about the Frugal Muse, open mic night.